Contenders. The Oklahoma City Thunder are trying to hold on to that crown once again. Shai is still running the show. Chet Holmgren's back may have flared up early, but he's out there. And Jalen Williams hasn't even played yet, and they've still been elite. The team looks nearly the same as the one that went all the way last season, and that kind of continuity isn't easy to find. They're loaded with youth, built around strong defense, and have the experience of knowing what it takes to win 4 rounds. But yeah, back-to-back titles haven't been a thing in the last 7 seasons, so there's that little historical obstacle hanging over their heads. Still, with 8 wins and just 1 loss to start, they've made it pretty clear they're not interested in stepping aside for anyone. Now Denver's in this too, but they've definitely gone through a facelift. New coach, new front office, and a reworked roster. Michael Malone's out, and David Adelman's trying to make his voice stick in the locker room. Cam Johnson was brought in to clean up their wing defense, while Bruce Brown and Tim Hardaway give them more spacing and veteran minutes. Losing Michael Porter Jr. could take some wind out of their scoring sails though, and with a 5-2 start, they're off on the right foot. But with an aging core and a coach still getting settled, it's not exactly smooth sailing. That said, when you've got Nikola Jokic, things can stabilize fast. They're right behind Oklahoma City, and if everything clicks, they're in position to strike. Houston, on the other hand, just dropped a boulder into the Western race by trading for Kevin Durant. Yes, that Kevin Durant. 7 teams helped him make it happen, and now he's leading a group of rising young guys who haven't exactly been around the block. Alperen Sengun, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, and Reed Shepherd are all talented, but it's a big step up to go from promise to playoff. Fred VanVleet's out, so that veteran stability is kind of missing early on, and their outside shooting still has people shaking their heads. But at 5 wins and 2 losses, there's no ignoring that they're keeping pace. With Durant in the mix, their ceiling is high, even if the floor feels a little shaky. The Knicks are trying to prove they belong at the top in the East, and they've taken a few big swings to do it. Mike Brown is now calling the shots after Tom Thibodeau was sent packing, and the core remains powered by Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Those two are giving you buckets and boards, and they've now got help off the bench from Clarkson and Yabusele. Last season, the bench was invisible when it came to scoring, so any kind of lift is welcome. They've started 5-3, which shows promise, but nothing's guaranteed, while the team adjusts to a new system. They've got talent and improved depth, but they're still being chased by the rest of the East. Then there's Cleveland, cruising in with a core that didn't change much. Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley are still the ones driving this team, and both are elite two-way forces. Mobley's defense was recognized with a shiny Defensive Player of the Year award, and Mitchell nearly won the MVP. Not bad, but no major offseason upgrades means they're mostly banking on chemistry and internal growth. Cap restrictions also put a big padlock on their options. Max Struss being sidelined with foot surgery hurts their spacing early on, and the preseason numbers weren't encouraging on either side of the ball. Still, the projections put them near the top of the East, and with 55 or so wins expected, no one's counting them out. And then there's the Lakers, in year 79 of being under a giant spotlight. Luka is now the guy, and LeBron James is back for season 23. Although he is hurt as of right now, there's a bit of a balancing act going on, trying to mix old legends with new franchise direction. The front court still feels undersized, and the bench production has a lot of people guessing, but the talent at the top is undeniable, and that alone keeps them in the mix. The big unknown is how this group meshes. If the stars figure it out and the role players do their jobs, they're contenders. If not, it's a different conversation. But with Luka and LeBron, you're always in it. MVP race. Shai is making another strong push, and right now, he's out front. He's trying to go back-to-back. Through 9 games, he's putting up over 33 points per game, while shooting above 51% from the field. Add in nearly 6.5 assists, 5.5 boards, and a free throw mark just under 90%, and he's ticking all the boxes. His player efficiency rating is over 30, and his win shares lead the pack. He's playing with control, pace, and volume, all without sacrificing efficiency. There's no wasted movement in his game right now, and the numbers speak louder than the hype. Luka is sitting behind him in the odds, but not by much. He's only played 5 games so far, but in those, he's basically walking around with a 40-point triple-double every night. 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and a usage rate that's clearly sky high. His 3-point shot hasn't been falling great, sitting just above 30%, but it hasn't slowed down his production. Luka's impact is massive every time he touches the floor. His player efficiency rating is over 33, and his effective field goal percentage is higher than Shai's. He's doing all of this while adjusting to a new look roster, and that context mattered. Nikola Jokic is not far behind either. 7 games in, and he's averaging 12 assists. 12. He's shooting over 61% from the field, grabbing over 13 rebounds, and still putting up over 24 points per game. If you like your MVPs efficient, Jokic checks every box. His effective field goal percentage is sitting at an absurd 66.5, and he's also hitting nearly 85% of his free throws. His player efficiency rating is the highest among the top 3 candidates, and he's got 2 win shares to back up his early season impact. He's not the flashiest name on the list, but the numbers are hard to deny. Victor Wembanyama is coming for everybody, and it's only his 3rd year. He's averaging just under 26 points per game, nearly 13 rebounds, and over 4 blocks. Yes, over 4. His 3-point shooting still needs work, sitting at 26%, but his impact on both ends is undeniable. With a player efficiency rating close to 28 and decent efficiency from the field and line, Wemby's putting himself right into the MVP conversation earlier than anyone expected. His win shares don't jump off the page yet, but his value isn't hard to spot if you've watched him play. He's everywhere, rebounding, altering shots, and scoring inside with ease. Giannis is doing Giannis things, which means the stat sheet looks like something out of a video game. Over 32 points, 12.5 boards, 6 assists, and he's shooting nearly 68% from the field. 68. His effective field goal percentage is 70. That's not a typo. His player efficiency rating, a ridiculous 39.3. His free throw shooting is still hovering in the low 60s, but that's pretty much the only knock. Even his 3-point percentage is above 60, though small sample size warnings are probably needed there. Still, he's looking as dominant as ever through 7 games. The race is tight, and everyone's got a case. Shea's got the lead in odds thanks to elite efficiency and volume scoring. Luka's 5-game sample is outrageous in raw numbers. Jokic is reminding everyone that you don't need flash when you've got perfect production. Wemby's making a jump very few saw coming this quickly, and Giannis is casually putting up some of the most efficient numbers the league's ever seen. There's still a long road ahead, but right now, the MVP field looks absolutely stacked. Defensive Player of the Year race. Victor Wembanyama has grabbed this race by the throat and hasn't let go. Right now, he's the clear favorite with odds sitting at -250. His numbers are straight out of a custom player build. Over 4 blocks per game, more than 11 defensive rebounds, and nearly 1.5 steals. And it's not just the individual stats. His team's defensive efficiency is 101.7, one of the best in the league. He's ranked ahead of 100% of players in mixed team defense metric, which basically means he's breaking the scale. His length and awareness let him erase shots before they even leave the hand, and he's altering the way teams try to score at the rim. He's not just contesting, he's shutting things down. Chet Holmgren comes next with odds at +800, and the gap is wide, but he's not out of it. He's the centerpiece of Oklahoma City's defense, and his versatility makes him stand out. He's got 1.4 blocks per game, just over 1 steal, and nearly 7.5 defensive boards. The Thunder's defensive efficiency sits at 106.5, which still puts them in solid territory. Chet ranks in the 99th percentile in mixed team defense, which is elite. He's a mobile 7-footer who can switch, help, and contest without fouling. And yeah, playing for a title contender helps keep the spotlight on him. He may not be swatting 4 shots a night like Wemby, but his timing and discipline are earning him serious respect. Evan Mobley, last season's Defensive Player of the Year, is sitting at +1600. He's still one of the smartest and most consistent defenders in the league, especially around the rim. His numbers are steady, almost 2 steals, just under 2 blocks, and around 6.5 defensive rebounds. But Cleveland's overall defensive efficiency is at 112.7, which is quite a bit higher than Wemby's or Chet's teams. That's the one area where his case takes a hit. Still, Mobley ranks in the 92nd percentile for mixed team defense, and that's not easy to maintain. His footwork, instincts, and ability to recover make him one of the few bigs who can cover both in the paint and on the perimeter without blinking. Then there's Dyson Daniels, hanging around the conversation at +2000. He's the only guard in this top group, and while the odds are long, he's earning them with constant pressure and activity on the perimeter. He's averaging 2.5 steals per game. That's the highest among the top 4, and just under 5 defensive rebounds. His block numbers are low at 0.5, but that's typical for guards. The challenge for him is team performance. Atlanta has a defensive efficiency of 117.3, and Daniels ranks in the 77th percentile for mixed team defense. That's good, but not elite. Still, his energy and disruptive ability on the ball are keeping him in the race. even if the numbers suggest he's a tier below. Wembanyama's lead is clear and well-earned. The stats, the eye test, and the metrics all back it up, but Holmgren's in position to close the gap if the season shifts. Mobley's still consistent and effective, and Daniels is punching above his weight. This year's race might already feel decided, but there's plenty of time left for things to change. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to be posting every day. Thanks. Anyways, Rookie of the Year race. Cooper Flagg holds the lead right now, but not by much. As the first overall pick, he's logging solid production through 8 games, with averages of over 14 points, 6.5 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per game. But the shooting numbers tell a different story. Just under 40% from the field and 29% from 3. That's not exactly lights out. Still, his perfect free throw percentage and consistent role have helped keep him on top. His player efficiency rating sits at 10.8, which isn't elite, but he's contributing across the board. With win shares at 0.1, the advanced numbers are clearly waiting for a breakout stretch. VJ Edgecombe is right behind him, and honestly, there's a case to be made that he should be in front. Through 8 games, he's averaging nearly 18 points, 5.5 rebounds, and just under 5 assists. That's strong production for any rookie, and he's doing it while shooting nearly 40% from deep and over 44% overall. His free throw percentage is solid at 81, and his effective field goal percentage is above 52. Those are clean, efficient numbers. His player efficiency rating is at 14, noticeably higher than Flagg's, and he's already earned 0.6 win shares. If this level of play holds, the odds may shift in his favor sooner rather than later. Con Knoopel is sitting further down the list, but his shooting has him squarely in the mix. 8 games in, and he's putting up just under 15 points and nearly 6 rebounds per night. He's not forcing anything, hitting nearly 46% from the field, 41% from 3, and over 81% from the line. His effective field goal percentage is an impressive 59.2, one of the best among rookies. His assists are lower at just over 2, but his efficient scoring fills a key role. His player efficiency rating is 11.6, and he's registered 0.2 win shares. The volume might not be as high as the top 2, but his shooting percentages are keeping him in the conversation. Cedric Coward has the longest odds of the group, but his production has been quietly better than advertised. He's averaging over 14 points, 5.5 rebounds, and close to 3 assists through 9 games. The efficiency? Best in the class so far. He's hitting nearly 54% from the field, over 41% from 3, and 90% from the line. That gives him an effective field goal percentage of 62.2, which blows the rest of the field away. His player efficiency rating is also the highest at 19.1. And he's already banked 0.8 win shares. That's more than any other rookie listed here. Drafted 11th, he came in under the radar. But if he keeps this up, that's going to change quickly. So far, Flagg has the edge because of usage, visibility, and all-around impact. But Edgecombe's scoring, playmaking, and efficiency give him a real case to jump ahead. Knoopel is showing off elite shooting splits and quietly steady numbers, while Coward is flat out leading in efficiency across the board. It's still early, but this rookie class already looks deep, competitive, and unpredictable. The race is far from over, and the numbers are shifting every night. Thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this video. Basketball's officially back, and every night feels like a highlight waiting to happen. If you love watching hoops, there's no better way to stay involved in the action than with DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's the offer. New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets, plus get 3 months of NBA League Pass no matter what. That means you're catching every dunk, clutch shot, and overtime thriller even if your first bet doesn't hit. Just sign up using promo code HOOPSEXPLAINED. Make that first $5 bet and you're in. It's that easy. You'll get to watch games live and use your bonus bets on any upcoming matchups you want. DraftKings makes betting simple and exciting. You can go live mid-game, follow every score in real time, or build same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. And with League Pass included, you'll never miss the moments everyone's talking about the next day. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, sign up using promo code HOOPSEXPLAINED, and start playing today. New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass no matter what. Most improved player race. Josh Giddey's season has taken a massive leap, and right now, he's the clear leader for most improved. Through 7 games with Chicago, he's averaging over 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. That's a near triple-double pace, with increased efficiency across the board. His shooting is up to nearly 50% from the field, and 42% from 3, both career highs. Even his effective field goal percentage and player efficiency rating have taken big steps forward. Compared to his career averages, 14 points, 7.5 boards, and just over 6 assists, this version of Giddey looks like a completely different player. And with almost 1 full win share already banked, the impact is showing in the numbers. Deni Avdija is having his best season yet in Portland and sits in the race with odds at plus 1100. He's played 8 games and is putting up over 24 points per game, more than doubling his career average of just under 12. His assist numbers are also way up. And while the shooting splits have only improved slightly, the increased usage hasn't caused a drop in efficiency. His free throw shooting is up to 85%, nearly 10 points higher than his career mark, with a player efficiency rating of almost 19 and a steady role in Portland's system. Deni's early jump feels sustainable. His role has clearly expanded, and he's making the most of it. Ryan Rollins, also at plus 1100, has broken out in Milwaukee. Through 8 games, he's gone from a career 6-point scorer to a steady 16 points per game. His assists have jumped to over 5 per game, up from just under 2, and his rebounding has nearly doubled. His field goal percentage has climbed slightly to over 51%, and his efficiency from the free throw line is also improved. His player efficiency rating of nearly 17 and win share total of 0.6 are major upgrades for a player with a previously limited role. The Bucks are giving him real responsibilities now, and he's responding with consistent production. Bennedict Mathurin's early numbers are wild, even if the sample is just 2 games. He's averaging 31 points and 7 rebounds on over 54% shooting, including 50% from 3 and nearly 89% from the line. That's up from a career average of 16 points and 4.5 boards. His player efficiency rating is at 24.6, more than 11 points higher than his career number. The volume, the efficiency, and the scoring all point to a massive jump. But again, it's only been 2 games. If he keeps this up, the conversation will shift fast. But for now, the odds reflect both the explosion and the uncertainty. Austin Reeves, like Mathurin, has gone from solid to electric. He's averaging over 31 points and 9 assists, while hitting just under 49% from the field and 90% from the line. That's a huge leap from his career averages of 15 points and 4 assists. He's kept his effective field goal percentage nearly identical while more than doubling his output, which is hard to do. His player efficiency rating has risen to 26.5, and he's already added over 1 win share. He's got one of the most dramatic stat jumps in the league, and the production is coming in meaningful minutes. This year's most improved field is loaded. Giddey is the front runner, but Deni, Rollins, Mathurin, and Reeves are each having breakout seasons with major statistical climb. Surprise teams. The Chicago Bulls weren't expected to do much this year, but here they are, punching way above their weight class. The early projections painted a grim picture. Low 30s in wins and playoff odds, hovering around 6%. Most people assumed this season would be another chapter in their youth movement. The core was young, the rebuild label was still stuck on them, and nothing screamed breakout. But they started the season undefeated through 5 games. That's not nothing. Josh Giddey has taken a massive leap and signed a contract extension, while Nikola Vuce opened the season by dropping 28 points and grabbing 14 boards. Even the veterans are getting in on the surprise party. The Bulls weren't supposed to be in the mix, but so far, they're forcing people to take them seriously. Over in Portland, the Blazers have gone from chaos to clarity, and fast. After the Chauncey Billups drama, Tiago Splitter stepped in as head coach, and suddenly the team looks locked in. The projections were brutal. Bottom tier in the West, not even expected to sniff a top 8 seed. One preview had them pegged for 33 wins, and maybe a shot at the play-in. That was generous. But through 7 games, they're 4-3. And the younger guys are showing real signs of growth. The defensive energy has shifted. The offense has found rhythm, and the roster is responding. It's not just a blip either. They're competing in games people thought they'd get blown out of. Nobody had the Blazers as anything but a work in progress. Yet here they are, acting like they skipped a few steps. Then there's Milwaukee. The preseason conversation around them was a mess. Between the roster changes, waiving Damian Lillard, signing Miles Turner, and general confusion about who they wanted to be, nobody quite knew what to expect. They were labeled the most turbulent team heading into the season. Some folks gave them credit for a soft schedule early on, but even that didn't come with much optimism. Instead, they've started stronger than projected and look more cohesive than they did last year. The gamble on Turner's interior presence has paid off early, And there's been chatter about Giannis chasing a triple-double average for the year. That kind of talk doesn't float around if your team's struggling. The Bucks weren't predicted to be bad, but few saw them stabilizing this fast after such a rocky offseason. Now, they're a legitimate wild card in the East. Toronto rounds out the list, and yes, they've managed to raise some eyebrows. The Raptors were forecasted to finish just outside playoff range with odds under 35% and a projected win total under 40. And it wasn't a cakewalk start either. Their opening stretch was tough, with long travel and brutal matchups. That kind of slate was supposed to bury them early, but they've held firm and done it with balance. Add in the fact that they'll travel one of the least miles of any team this season, and suddenly, they've got a low-key scheduling advantage going forward. People saw them as rebuilding or transitioning, but that label's starting to look outdated. They've come out swinging, and even the cautious voices are starting to shift their tone. Shout out to RJ Barrett. He's balling efficiently right now. All four teams came into this season with modest projections and nearly non-existent hype. None of them were mentioned in preseason contender talk. But now, they're turning early expectations upside down. The numbers may still shift, but these teams aren't waiting for validation. They're taking it. 6th Man of the Year race. AJ Mitchell is leading the early conversation, and it's not hard to see why. He's played 9 games and is averaging just under 17 points per night while shooting over 45% from the field. His assist numbers sit at 3.4 per game, and he's adding nearly 4 rebounds as well. The shooting from deep isn't sharp yet, just under 29%, but he's been automatic from the free throw line, hitting over 94%. His effective field goal percentage is exactly 50, and his player efficiency rating is over 18. He's already posted 0.7 win share, which puts him among the most valuable reserves in the league so far. The Thunder are clearly benefiting from his steady production off the bench, and that's what's kept him at the top of the 6-man odds pool. Jeremy Grant is next up with odd at plus 850, and he's making a strong case with scoring and efficiency. Over 8 games, he's putting up just over 20 points per contest while shooting 50% from the field and 42% from 3. His free throw percentage is also strong at 86%. Those are elite splits, and his effective field goal percentage is over 60, which is rare for someone with his shot volume. Grant's playing fewer minutes than some starters, but he's maintaining his impact, especially offensively. His player efficiency rating sits at 19.6, and he's already picked up a full win share. He may not stuff the stat sheet in other areas. Rebounds and assists are a bit low, but his scoring on that kind of efficiency is tough to overlook. Quentin Grimes is sitting further back in the odds, but he's building a case built on balance. He's averaging over 18 points per game across 8 appearances, pulling down over 4 rebounds, and dishing nearly 5 assists. That's the kind of all-around stat line that usually gets noticed. His shooting is reliable, 46.5% from the field and 38.5% from deep. He's hitting around 79% of his free throws, which isn't elite, but not a liability either. His effective field goal percentage is over 56, and his player efficiency rating is just under 16. While he's not leading in any one category, he's doing a little bit of everything, and that's helping his team win. He's got half a win share logged already, and if the Sixers keep leaning on him, his odds could rise quickly. Jaquez Jr. is sitting at plus 1,400, but he's arguably been the most efficient scorer of the group. Through 8 games, he's averaging just under 18 points, while shooting over 60% from the field. That's not a typo, 60.9%. His 3-point shooting is struggling at 20%, but everywhere else he's converting. He's also grabbing over 6 rebounds and handing out more than 4 assists per game, so he's not just a scorer. His effective field goal percentage is a ridiculous 62.5, and his player efficiency rating is just under 20. His contributions go beyond the scoreboard. He brings toughness and flexibility, and the Heat are leaning on him in meaningful stretches. He's got 0.9 win shares, second highest in this group, and the only thing holding him back in the odds is probably the low 3-point rate. So far, Mitchell's consistency gives him the edge. Grant's scoring and efficiency are right there, while Grimes and Jaquez are making strong two-way contributions. It's a deep field, and no one's running away with it yet. Trade rumors. Morant might be heading toward the rumor mill faster than Memphis would like. There's already been tension brewing. Morant was suspended for 1 game after comments that didn't exactly sit well with the front office. When a player says publicly, according to them, probably don't play me, honestly. That's the kind of post-game quote that gets clipped, quoted, and quietly discussed in league circles. Add to that the offseason decision to trade Desmond Bane for picks, and suddenly, the idea of a rebuild feels more than speculative. Teams like the Kings have been linked, and multiple reports suggest if Morant hits the market, he won't be short on suitors. But then not every team is lining up. Some executives say they're staying away, citing the off-court noise, the contract, and dips in Morant's efficiency. Memphis also says it's still building around him. So while the friction is real and the rumors are growing louder, a move may still take more than just tension. It'd likely take a complete collapse, or Morant asking out. Then there came the shoulder injury. A torn labrum ended his season, and that changes everything. His value drops, and the Jazz may now decide to wait, especially since the market won't be offering much while he's recovering. Unless Utah's blown away at the deadline, he's likely staying put. For now, Cam Thomas might be the most unpredictable name on this list. He turned down multi-year offers from Brooklyn and instead signed a qualifying offer, which now gives him full trade veto power. He's got the numbers, scoring nearly 24 points a game last season. And he's young, which makes him appealing. But the Nets are rebuilding, and his high-volume scoring may not fit their timeline. They've stacked draft picks and are leaning young. If Thomas wants out, or if Brooklyn doesn't want to re-sign him next summer, they could look to move him. But between his injury history and his contract situation, it's not simple. He can kill any trade he doesn't like, and there's no guarantee a team offers something Brooklyn wants. So he's trade bait, but with conditions. Each of these guys is in the mix for different reasons. Some are facing organizational crossroads, others are caught in timing traps, but none are locked in for the long haul. And the rumors are just getting started. Storylines. LeBron James has returned for his 23rd season, and the big question hovering over it all is simple. Is this his last run? He opted into his $52.6 million deal with the Lakers, becoming the first player in league history to play 23 seasons. At 40 years old and set to turn 41 in December, he's already pushed past every milestone for longevity in the league. While he hasn't officially said he's retiring, there's plenty of speculation around whether this season marks the final chapter. He's made it clear he still wants to win, and with Luka now on the roster, this year becomes a test. Can the Lakers be contenders with this pairing? There's no contract extension in place, and no future destination confirmed. Everything feels open. Between managing his body, adjusting his minutes, and serving as a bridge to the next era in Los Angeles, this season might be more than just a farewell tour. It could be the curtain call. The Golden State Warriors, meanwhile, are chasing one more ring with a group that's done it all, but may not get many more chances. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and the rest of the core are still intact, but they're older, more injury-prone, and surrounded by rising teams ready to knock them off. The front office kept 12 of the 13 players who logged playoff minutes last season and added reinforcements instead of rebuilding. It's clear the strategy is one last run. The team itself has cited veteran durability as a top storyline this year, which is another way of saying the clock's ticking. The blend of youth and experience on the roster gives them a shot, but it's also a balancing act. If they win, the dynasty gets extended. If they come up short, this version of the Warriors may not be back together next season. The decisions made next summer could reshape the entire franchise. Chris Paul is also back, but for what could be the final time. He signed a one-year deal with the Los Angeles Clippers, the team where he spent some of his prime years, and he's openly said this season may be his last. He's still chasing his first ring, and that's the main driver for this latest move. At age 40, the window is small and closing fast. Paul isn't expected to be the go-to guy in Los Angeles, but he's there to guide, stabilize, and contribute on a team with playoff aspirations. His role is different now, more floor general than alpha, but the goal hasn't changed. If the Clippers make a run, it could be the storybook ending. If not, Paul's career might wrap without a championship, which would shape his legacy in a very specific way. He's not chasing numbers anymore. He's chasing closure. Each of these storylines carries weight because they represent more than just stats. They're about transition, timing, and finality. LeBron is navigating the possible end of a historic run while trying to stay competitive with a new co-star. The Warriors are fighting off time and trying to stretch a dynasty one more season. Chris Paul is putting everything on the line for one last chance at a title. These aren't just players, they're symbols of a generation. And this season, it might be their last dance. Coach of the Year race, Mitch Johnson's in the early spotlight, and for good reason. The Spurs have jumped out to a 5-2 start, and it's not just about the numbers. The transition from Pops to Johnson is no small moment in San Antonio. That storyline alone is keeping people watching closely. He officially took over this summer after stepping in last season as interim and finishing with 32 wins. That stretch gave him the experience, but now it's fully his team. Early signs point to him already putting his stamp on the franchise. From new assistants to an updated system, the Spurs are clearly taking on his vision. The roster's still young and developing, But with every win, that Coach of the Year talk grows louder. The catch? It's only been 7 games, and sustaining that kind of performance is what really earns you the hardware. Billy Donovan's got momentum too. The Bulls are off to a 6-1 start, which is one of the best in the league right now. Donovan just got into the Hall of Fame, which adds an interesting backdrop to what's shaping up to be a potential career highlight season. Chicago recently gave him a contract extension, showing full confidence in his leadership. After back-to-back seasons, stuck at 39 wins, this kind of early boost has flipped expectations. That being said, one strong week doesn't equal a Coach of the Year case. The team has to keep trending upward. If this is the start of a full turnaround, then Donovan's resume just gets stronger. If they backslide into mediocrity, then the early wins might just fade into footnotes. J.J. Redick is also in the mix, which is wild considering he's in only his second year as a coach. The Lakers took a chance on him, and he delivered a 50-win season and a 3rd seed right out of the gate. Not bad for someone with 0 prior coaching experience. Even though they didn't go far in the playoffs, the team clearly bought in, and the front office locked him in with a contract extension. His offense got plenty of praise last year, and now he's got a full offseason and a trusted staff backing him up. This season, though, is all about proving last year wasn't just beginner's luck. He's not coming from the bottom. Expectations are sky high. If the Lakers stay near the top of the standings and show growth, Redick's name will stick around in these conversations. J.B. Bickerstaff is another name rising quietly. After taking over in Detroit, he helped them jump from 14 wins to 44. That's not just impressive, it's massive. The Pistons are still young and not really seen as contenders, but he's created a foundation and is building a culture that's starting to show results. People are watching closely this season to see if they can keep moving upward. That growth narrative matters a lot when you're not coaching a title favorite. If they stay on track and push toward the postseason, that turnaround story becomes impossible to ignore. Mark Daigneault is coming off a title win with the Thunder, so the expectations for him are completely different. He already won Coach of the Year 2 seasons ago, so the usual underdog angle doesn't apply here. This time it's about whether he can keep the Thunder on top. That kind of pressure can sink a season fast, but Daigneault's known for his defense schemes, smart adjustments, and player development. He's ranked high in coaching polls and still has the trust of the locker room. For him to win again, it'll take more than just maintaining. It's going to come down to how dominant they look, how well they respond to being the hunted, and whether they still improve from here. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.